What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And today we will be reviewing Monday, October 21st, 2024, singular NHL game. Today, Tuesday, October 22nd, is the Frozen Frenzy. I'll be reviewing all the Frozen Frenzy games tomorrow. Let's go review the Maple Leafs and the Lightning, a rematch of the 2022 and 2023 first round matchup. Let's give a little bit of history lesson while we're here. 2022 playoff, they faced off. The Maple Leafs looked to end a long playoff drought as the Lightning defeat them. Even though Maple Leafs were technically, the Lightning were coming off with back-to-back cups. The Maple Leafs were favorites this series, and the Lightning just proved their playoff experience by beating the Leafs, and they beat them a lot during the regular season. They beat them, so that was that. Next year, they beat them a lot during the regular season. They actually went back and forth in the regular season, actually, that year. And then in the playoffs, people thought the Lightning were going to win this time. The Maple Leafs win this series in 6 games, I believe. John Tavares, the captain at this point, overtime winner, and they end the long playoff drought against the Lightning. So they have a little bit of history. Every time these two teams face, it's a must-watch because it's such a good game. So we're going to review the goals, goal by goal, and then we're going to end the podcast. Don't get much to do. Today's going to be a very short podcast episode. I'm going to warn you guys now. I got nothing else to talk about besides the fact that today is the Frozen Frenzy, and I already said that we'll be reviewing all the games tomorrow. The Frozen Frenzy, my thoughts and opinions about them, goal by goal review as I always do. Tomorrow is going to be a long podcast episode compared to today, very short. Tomorrow's episode 19, which is the episode before the season finale, and then on Thursday, I will be reviewing Wednesday's singular game, and that will be the season finale of season 5. And then on Friday, which it's Friday, so it's a good day, should be after the USHL. It will be after the USHL games happen that day. It'll be the season opener to season 6 of this podcast. So yeah, let's review this game, and then we'll be done. The shots are 34-29 in favor of the Lightning. It was Vasilevsky versus Anthony Stolarz. You already know. Will Nylander opened the scoring, his 4th goal of the season. Assisted by Max Domi, 3:37 in the first period. I do want to say before I go over the next goal, today was very fun hockey day. I watched the Frozen Friendly ESPN thing, and for like probably an hour or two earlier today, that was super fun. And I just watched the end of the Edmonton Oilers game, which I will talk about tomorrow as of every other game. I also watched the 3rd period of the Predators game and the 3rd period and full overtime of the Oilers and Carolina Hurricane game. Hurricanes game was ridiculously fun to watch. I mean, that was a barn burner. Not because there was a lot of goals, but that was just such a fun game. Such a fun game to watch. That was so enjoyable to watch. Okay, so next up, Nick Paul ties the game, his 2nd of the season, ties the game for the Lightning. This is by Victor Hedman and Chaffee. 15:57 in the first period. Austin Matthews on the power play. Nylander over the Marner. He gets a good shot. Vasi makes the original save on Marner's shot, but he cannot control the rebound. Matthews finds the puck before Vasi or any of the defenders does. He pots it in 5-hole on Vasi, and it's a power play goal for Austin Matthews, his 3rd of the season. He takes the lead for Maple Leafs. That's been Vasilevsky's biggest concern this whole season. He's able to make the original save, but he's unable to control the rebounds a lot of the time, which is leading to a lot of goals. And at the very least, very good A+ scoring chances, and then most of them go in. That's Vasi's biggest problem. If he can get his rebound under control, he will be a top 5 goalie in the top 3, maybe goalie in the league, probably. But he's unable to get that rebound control under control. So that means he's not being the best that he possibly can. So yeah, 2-1 lead, Maple Leafs lead, and they never look back. Nylander's 2nd of the night and 5th of the season. This is by Bobby McMann. Bobby McMann's been a nice surprise for the Leafs. Hopefully adds more left-wing depth. 7:33 in the 2nd period. And then Max Pacioretty, 2nd of the season. This is by Tavares and Simmons. 9:31 in the 2nd period. I'm pretty sure Vasi got pulled at this point, and then now Matthew Nye, 2nd of the season. This is by Mitch Marner. 14:02 in the 2nd period. 5-1 Leafs win. Yeah, not win. They lead at this point. And then Braden Point, 3rd of the season, on the power play goal. This is by Kucherov and Victor Hedman, 14:53 in the 3rd period. 5-2 Leafs won this time. Bad night from Vasi overall. He let up like either 3 or 4 goals. I'm pretty sure like 4 goals on like 15 shots or something like that. Bad night from Vasi. Maple Leafs were very opportunistic. Lightning did not play the best game. Definitely not offensively. They let up 29 shots, which is not bad. They got 34 shots and a lot of great A+ scoring opportunities, but Stolar shut the door again. Stolar's been phenomenal with us this season, and yeah, they've been really good. Is there anything else to talk about? I mean, all the Frozen Frenzy games I'm going to talk about tomorrow, because I talk about all the games the day after they happen, just so I continue to have podcast ideas. Thursday is also going to be a very important podcast episode as well that day, because it's literally one game as well. Because I got nothing else to talk about. Should we go over Thursday has 9 games. That'd be good. So I'll go over those games on Friday. So those are going to be good. And the USHL Friday and Saturday again. I like always. I don't know. I don't know if it's a 6-minute podcast episode. I don't like it being this short, but I literally have nothing else to do. I explained this to you guys multiple times. I have nothing else to do. I would love to make it longer. I love decently long podcast episodes, like 30 minutes, 30 to 50 minutes. Great podcast episode. If it's a long podcast episode, I usually try to start it earlier so I have more time. Because I knew that today, because I usually go to bed at like 11 because it's school night and I want to get good sleep. So I started it knowing the fact that today was going to be a short podcast episode. I am willing to start it later because I know that I'm not going to go over my bedtime. So long as I start, let's say, today I literally started at 10:46. And it's 10:53 and I'm about done. So I'm probably knowing that the day before I'm recording the podcast is only a couple very limited amount of games. I might start it. I have the ability to start it later if I would like to. But if it's a longer podcast episode like tomorrow, I'm kind of forced to do it earlier. It doesn't mean I had to do it super early. It just means I had to do it before 10. Yeah, before 10:40, right? If I do it, the latest I can do it is like 10. The latest I can do it is 10. That's all day, basically. So yeah, I'll have plenty of time tomorrow. I'll make sure I schedule that right. But yeah, that's going to do it for the podcast episode. It's very short, but like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications if you haven't already, in case you missed the past 2 podcast episodes. In case you don't know how to do it still or something, if you click subscribe and it's gray and it says subscribe, that means you subscribed. Right next to it will be a bell. Click that bell, go up and click all. What that'll do is every time I go live, if you have YouTube notifications on, this will happen. It will send you a notification to your phone saying that I'm live. It'll say the Intermission Podcast is live. And you can click on the video and you can watch me live. Instead of going to my Facebook page every time I'm live, it'll give you a notification straight to your phone from YouTube itself. So you can just click on it and go in instead of going into Facebook and clicking on the link. At the same time, and it goes straight to the actual YouTube app and not the website YouTube, which could be annoying sometimes. I can assume that. I haven't tried it personally, but I know I can assume that going to the website and having to click open app is probably kind of annoying. But it would be easier if you just turn on post notifications. I'm trying to make it easier for you. If you turn on post notifications and you want to watch every podcast episode, you at least most of them live, if I do them early, do that. And you know every time I post. And if I'm one of the only few post notifications that go off and you get a notification from YouTube, you know it's more likely me. Because I do daily podcast episodes here. So, once a day. But yeah, I literally just tried to yap as long as possible to get the podcast episode as long as possible. It's kind of what a podcast is. It's kind of just yap about whatever the podcast is about. Which this podcast is NHL and USHL. There's one NHL game yesterday, 0 USHL games. Tomorrow's going to be longer. Because I have to review today's games. So yeah, I'm going to end podcast so I have some sort of time before I have to go to bed. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to end podcast today. Like if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, turn post notifications if you haven't already. Continue to watch these podcasts. I want you to come join me. I want you to have fun. I want myself to have fun. I just want everybody to come on and join. Send this to your friends, family if you haven't already. I mean, you don't have to, obviously, but it's just a suggestion, you know, so they can watch his greatness. It's not greatness. No, never mind. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to end podcast today. I'm actually going to end it. Yeah. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Have good sleep. Peace.